Hi, church family. It's so great to get to be with you tonight and talk to you for just a few minutes. I'll make it quick tonight. Last week, Pastor had said something that kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. He's not just your pastor, he's my pastor all the time, 24/7, all day long, 7 days a week, every day. So whenever last week, one night, we're cleaning up dinner together, and I'm complaining and throwing a little pity fit about having to clean up the kitchen again, and having to eat the food that's in the house again, and clean the table again, and wipe off the stove again, and eat potatoes again, and all that stuff. I'm just whining and complaining. He says, we're acting like the children of Israel. And that just hit me like a ton of bricks, because every time I've read the story of the Israelites going through the desert and not listening to God and constantly complaining about the things that he's provided for them, that they aren't good enough, and constantly just whining and complaining, they drive me crazy. I'm like, why are they complaining about the things that God's given them? He always takes care of them. He always provides for them. He always goes above and beyond for them. Yet what do? Constantly whine and complain. So what have I been doing? Whining and complaining about the things that God has given me. So during this time, we're spending a lot more time at home, which before this, I believe most of us, at least I was anyways, but I believe most of us were probably whining and complaining that we wish we had more downtime, that we had more time at home, that we were able to spend more time with our family, that we weren't constantly on the daily grind that we were on, that we could just get a break from it. So here we are, about a month into our break, and we're all getting pretty antsy from this break, and we're ready and anxious to get back to our daily grind and to get back to our normal and our routine of not eating at home and doing the dishes constantly and getting out of the house just to go do things. But are we acting like the children of Israel in this meantime? So my personal guilt trip, my fault here, especially mainly about cooking and cleaning up the kitchen, everything relating to do with having to eat the food at home, reminded me of the story of the children of Israel and when they began to whine for meat when they were in the desert. So God has provided them manna, right? They've been getting manna, and manna is like a special treat. But you see in Numbers 11:4-6, now the mixed multitude who were among them yielded to intense craving. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish we ate freely in Egypt, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. But now our whole being is dried up. There is nothing at all except this manna before our eyes. So they're getting manna provided for them. They're in the middle of the desert, but God is still providing them food. He's bringing them manna every single day. And yet they're complaining and wishing to go back to the days of slavery in Egypt. And they aren't seeing the issue with that, and they're continually complaining. But I had this, and that's me right now. Pastor talked about wanting Chinese food last week. I didn't realize how much I like Chinese food until this came, and I'm like, I really wish I could get some Chinese food. Just take some takeout. Hey, Asian Star, if you could get some ingredients and open back up, I'd probably be hitting you up, because I'm getting some serious broccoli beef cravings and some fried rice cravings. I can make my own, but it's not the same. But here I am wishing for the way things were whenever God has provided me all the things that I could ever need in my house. So not only are the children of Israel complaining to Moses, now Moses begins to take his complaints to God. Oh God, so he's complaining to God about the complainers. So it's just a long chain of whining and complaining. If you keep reading. So God, even though he's already provided the manna and he's already taken care of his people, he decides to go ahead and comply with their whining and complaints and he eats to them. So if we go on down to Numbers 11:18-20, it says, "Then you shall say to the people, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the hearing of the Lord, saying, who will give us meat to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you, because you have despised the Lord who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why did we ever come up out of Egypt?" So God's not just going to give them meat. He's going to give them so much meat. They're sick of meat. So here we are stuck in our houses that we were craving this time to be at home. And now we're so tired of being at home after we've been given exactly what we wanted. Maybe not under the circumstance we wanted. I mean, not at all under the circumstances we wanted. But he gave us what we wanted, the break and the time that we needed to recharge and spend time with our families. And now we're all just sick of it and ready to get out. So the children of Israelites were kind of acting like spoiled brats. But that's what I've always thought. And that's why when Pastor said that the other night, it just hit me. Like, I'm acting like a spoiled brat because I'm mad about having to be at home and not getting to do what I want, not getting to go eat the food I want whenever I have everything I could ever need here. So instead of us taking all this time for granted and now being sick of each other and sick of all the time at home, sitting, and maybe we're even starting to get tired of our Netflix. Is that possible? I'm not sure. Hasn't happened for me yet, but we need to be sure and trust God that he has everything under control. It is all in God's timing and his perfect plan. And enjoy this time with our families. Enjoy this extra time with our children. Even if homeschooling is rough, as a teacher, working with my students and then having to work with my pre-K and kinder kid at home and all this different stuff, it's like, last week trying to get Izzy to tear a piece of paper for one of her homework assignments, you would have thought I was asking her to move a mountain. But tearing a piece of paper for mom is just really hard. But instead of taking for granted and being irritated, we should enjoy this time and love this time with our families, because who knows when we'll get a chance like this again to enjoy each other and enjoy our time together. Because before we know it, in a flash, in the blink of an eye, we're going to be back to our daily grind, back to the crazy busy schedules we're always on and always missing each other. So take advantage of this time. FaceTime your family. Even if we're apart, you still have extra time to talk to each other. I spent more time face to face through FaceTime with some of my siblings and my parents than I have in a long time, because we all miss each other and we can't get out and go do all the other things we would do. So now we're getting to talk to each other more and love on each other more. So enjoy that time with your family and your friends. I love you all. Have a great night. You all are the most amazing people, and I miss each and every one of you so very, 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 very much. Love you all. Bye-bye.